Okay, here we are. We are live now. Welcome, everyone. This is Saturday morning, March 10th, the DubLiHelp.com Google Hangout for this Saturday morning. Like I said, March 10th. I have with me Mr. Richard Beck. Richard, how are you doing, sir?
Doing great. Doing great.
Okay. Very good, very good. We'll get started here for a minute. We just had a little technical difficulties here at the beginning, but we got it all squared away now. Google continues to change.
Yes.
For the good, hopefully, between them and Apple, and the FBI and other things, they'll need to keep an eye on us. In our government, people make good decisions for us. Make sure that, we're acting accordingly and they protect us. So anyway, we got it all squared. We'll get started here in just a minute. And I'd like to welcome you viewers for checking in with us this Saturday morning here. We do these Google Hangouts twice a week here at DubLiHelp.com. And this time period, Saturday morning from 10 to 10:30 is the questions and answer period. And then it's just very casual. And then Tuesday night, we have topics. It's at 7 to 7 p.m. Central Time here in the United States. And topics this coming week is, I think it's cashback, right, Richard? The cashback credit card, best cashback credit card.
Yeah, best cashback, yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, so, viewers, for the new viewers that don't know us, we do these Google Hangouts twice a week, and they're designed specifically for the shopping experience at DubLi. This is not the work at home or make money with DubLi side. That side of the business, of which Richard and I are part of as well, is a whole different area. And there's a link, or going to be a link here on this webpage here at DubLiHelp.com as it gets updated from week to week. That gives you that opportunity to join DubLi there. But these hangouts here at DubLi Help, and the whole website really, for the most part, DubLiHelp.com is designed strictly for the shopping experience. And when I say shopping experience, it's really defined as maximizing your cashback benefits, utilizing the DubLi portal, DubLi, tools, and just maximizing your cashback experience with DubLi. So, anyway, welcome viewers again. And one last thing I want to get into before we get started here is that both Richard and I, welcome and encourage all the viewers to go to google.com or youtube.com and just type in DubLi Help. And you'll get a whole list of all the Hangouts we've done in the past 2 years and with topics and so forth. And you get to know us a little bit more and get to know DubLi a little bit more and how cashback experience will help you with DubLi. So, okay, one of the other things we do here at these Hangouts every time, and we've got time to do it today because we don't have very many questions, if any, tonight. It's been kind of quiet, as usual, this time of the year. But current events, as we get started here. Anything particular you want to chat about, Richard?
Oh, one thing was just the earthquake over on the other side of the world. Singapore had one of the biggest ones in the, since the new millennium for sure, but like in 100 years, like an 8.9 or something like that. So,
it's interesting. I did see that on Drudge, but I didn't look into it at all. I've been really, really busy. But 8.9 is a pretty high.
Oh yeah. You remember those 4.5 points down in Southern California?
Yeah, a 3 or 4 in California will shake you off your couch.
Yeah.
And I've been through many of those. But are you sure it was an 8.9? We're talking skyscrapers coming down at 8.9.
I think it was. I should double check.
Well, how many casualties? Singapore is not some third world country either. It's one of the most wealthiest, modern, small, I guess it is small, but, countries in the world. And you put an 8.9, skyscrapers are coming down,
Yeah, I was trying to see what the most.
Did they have any casualties, or how many casualties? Was it pretty bad? I bet you they downgraded it. It may have come out at 8.9. I'll bet you. Otherwise, we would have heard it. That would have been front page news everywhere.
Yeah, I was going to say, they said it broke a record. And that was the other day on...
Yeah. Well, other than that...
it was a 7.9.
7.9. That's still big. That's nothing to sneeze at. But I got to tell you, the difference between a 7.9 and an 8.9...
Yeah.
Is 7.9, a 7.9 level. or it's actually more than that. It's squared. So
yeah, I was going to say it's 100 times each point's 100 times worse than the prior point. You know, it's just wow.
Well, I see that your big buddy Bernie Sanders, you know, is not doing too well. You know, how do you feel about that?
Geez, I don't know. The poor Democrats, you know, if they just run the donkey, they'd be better. Oh, I guess they got Hillary.
I have to tell you, we'll get started with this hangout here in a minute, but you'll get a kick out of this. Okay, so we had the primary here in Texas with both Democrats and Republicans. And for the viewers that don't know this, of our foreign viewers, here in the United States, a year before the election day, where we as individuals throughout all the same day, you know, go out and vote throughout the entire country, Hawaii and Alaska too, you know, I'll go out on November, I think it's 4th, it's the first Tuesday of November, and we vote. And then that's called the general vote. And that's really the day that the new president is determined, right? But starting a year before that, each state, but each of the 50 states individually has their, you can call it election, primary, caucus, whatever. It's just kind of like a running total, or you know, whatever. And so that allows each candidate to go to each state and do their campaigning and everything else, state by state by state. Right now, some, like we just had this Super Tuesday. I think there was 11 different states. Yeah. So the candidates had to go around all these different 11 states all within a short period of time. Anyway, I just want to give a little bit of education there for our foreign viewers. But our Super Tuesday, Texas voted. The Texas citizens voted, right? And Hillary had Clinton had a advertisement for herself, which just bashed Trump. That's all it did. It didn't do anything else. It just bashed Trump. And did I tell you about this? I think I may have told you about this in one of our other hangouts, but it was classic. I mean, Hillary, it started out with a Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey circus and like pigs dancing across the bottom of the screen, you know, and all it was clips of Donald Trump in the years past, many years you could tell he was quite young, saying Hillary's a good candidate, Hillary's good, Hillary's good, I'm voting for Hillary, you know, all these clips of Donald Trump. Now, I don't know, you know, whether or not that's legal or not. You know, I would almost absolutely be certain that she would have to get his permission to be able to do that.
Well, if it's newsworthy or you're doing commentary like on YouTube nowadays, you can, there's a disclaimer on what everybody's putting up on YouTube nowadays that allows you to use anything. Well,
I understand all those things, but you know, here's what I think happened. I think Trump was being interviewed by somebody, and that somebody like David Letterman, whoever it was, they own the rights to it, not Trump. Trump had to surrender the rights when he did the interview.
Yeah.
So whoever did that interview had the rights, and that's who she bought it from. But it's an altered film, you know, because they cut out Letterman. They just had Trump there. But it's interesting, you know, to me, it wasn't so much Trump. I mean, you know, I'm sure at the time, I'm sure that's what he meant. You know, I'm sure he donated money and everything else. You know, I'm sure that's what he meant. But what was interesting to me is how she presented it to the viewer. That to me was like a 3-ring circus. She meant it to be a 3-ring circus, you know. And, you know, dancing pigs and, you know.
Like she ought to talk.
Hilarious. Oh, it was hilarious.
With her and her husband, there's a 3-ring circus.
Yeah, it was nuts. Anyway, I was just, you know, well, I hope everybody's okay in Singapore. You know, did you see anything else? I mean, any fatalities or anything?
I didn't really get too deep into it, to be honest.
But it would show it, I'm sure, there on the front page. So I'm sure.
I think it was like 1,800.
Well, we'll get started here. We'll just make this a quick Saturday session here. The only thing I have to add is we had a guest that was going to be here today for the viewers, and this guest postponed for another week. I'm not going to say who the guest is, but I can tell you he's a long-term DubLi player. I've known him for a long time, a great guy, real good guy, funny guy, you know, and just you know, real down to earth. But he'll check in with us next week, maybe even Tuesday night. So we'll see. We may actually, if he wants to, make it a regular regular deal. He's that type of person. And with that, this coming week, we'll have this Tuesday night, when we do the best cashback credit cards to use, we are going to have some DubLi product information to release as well. So we had mentioned that last week about potentially coming up this week, but throughout the month of March, it's all going to be released, at least the first stage of it. So, we're going to be probably dropping pieces on a weekly basis, about updates that are actually coming out in the back office. And that's one of the first places you're going to see the viewers, a lot of our viewers that are actually DubLi members. Your back office is going to reflect that, and there's some really interesting things that are going to go back in there. So, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But the bit that I had for today is pretty simple, and we'll have a special guest in the next week or two, and it'll be bringing us some good stuff and updates. And this guy's very well connected at the highest levels in DubLi, but primarily from the shopping side, not from a corporate, make money administrative side. I'd say maybe making money side of it, but from the shopping side of it, he's very, very, very well connected. So maybe it'll help us. And he's very experienced from day one. He was back in DubLi 10 years ago. Yeah. So should be good. Any questions that came your way? Did support send you any questions at all?
Just one of the standard ones. Have we heard any updates on the toolbar? And no, folks. In fact, I've got mine right now. I turn mine off and on as I need to shop, my old toolbar, just for the fact that it wants you to remind you to update all the time.
Yeah.
And I understand that's kind of annoying for a few of you. It is me, but you can actually turn it off in Google, off and on. You can disable it and enable it. So that's what I do. But I still get the benefit of when I need it, and your login. Because you want to make sure you log in to get your cashback credit. And it's just one little step we have to do until they get the new one released. So
okay, well, we waited long. And I've had some conversations recently with the DubLi personnel, and they've had some internal, setbacks that cause some administrative changes. I guess that's a proper way of saying it. And so it's just a matter of sitting back and waiting. We waited this long. We wait a little bit longer. And when it comes out, it'll benefit us all. So, as I've stated before, my money goes further than the average person, just because I get 20% cash back on virtually everything I buy. With how I do it, which we'll explain, a bit on that, how we pay for things on Tuesday night with the best credit card to use. So, all right, well, that was good. We just make this a quick Saturday session. Anything you want to add before we bring this on home?
No, we're just looking forward to having everybody visit us in the near future, because we have updated the website, and we know these changes are occurring at DubLi, and they will be for the better, and they should be released pretty soon, I'm hoping, from what we get.
You bring up a good point on too with the website, and yes, the website has been updated. It's going to stay that way. We're not going to, you're going to get the most recent Google Hangout when you go to the website, when people come to the website. However, there's a ton of stuff on that website.
Oh, yeah.
Some of it's paid for, most of it's going to be free. But if you want to get some specific, type of training or some other issues, there are some courses in there, that cost. They're not expensive, just a few bucks, but they pay for a few things. So, and they're not even going to be up for another week or two. But the website's going to change, with some buttons around the square. But for the most part, what you see is what you get on the DubLiHelp site now. But I can tell you, one of the main things is it's going to come with the DubLi, is that we teamed up with the DubLi VIP people, and instead of going to another website, Christmas website that's the only one that's active now, there's that gives you a free VIP upgrade voucher. That's actually going to be incorporated onto our site. So we're going to have that. We'll just be able to say, go up over here to this button right here, yeah, and click that button, and that'll get you your your DubLi VIP pass. So, and that's a whole nother topic we'll probably do on a Tuesday night to go through it, because it's going to be interesting on how it plays out. It's very, I mean, it's free. It's what you see is what you get too, but you got to use it. That's the whole deal. You have to use it, and then there's ways of incorporating that. And as you and I know, once you start doing this and utilizing DubLi, on a regular basis, it becomes a lifestyle. And and at the end of the month, without doing any kind of work, just buying the stuff I regular buy, online, and gets delivered. I have $200 to $500 on a DubLi debit card at the end of the month. And it's just stuff I would buy anyway. So
yeah, I was going to say it adds up, and it's great.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, Richard. I've got a bunch of things I need to get to today. I know you do as well. And thank you, viewers, for checking in with us today. Appreciate all of the effort for checking in with us on a short notice, and apologize for the technical difficulties there here at the beginning. We'll be back a week from today, and then also this coming Tuesday night from 7 to 7:30. So wherever you are in the world, especially Singapore after the earthquake, stay safe, and we'll see everyone next week. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye now.